Tonight, the riot is over for now. And what promotion will get these hands next?
Or will they just fade to black? Ooh. Yes, this is Wednesday night, your spot to stop for maybe a pint of pro wrestling knowledge, or maybe just a shot of reality in and outside the ring. So let's connect, interact, kick back, and gents, let's drink it the F in!
This is Uplate 958.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And Tony, my understanding is that we have a very special guest countdown today.
We have a trio of guests countdown, and it's a very, I'd like to say, very well done. It comes from Rocco, Frank Bruno, and
5, 4, 3, 2.
the mental patient himself, Carl Mandick.
Carl Mandick is a wild child.
Isn't that right, Whitney?
3,
2,
1, play.
Oh, God!
Holy shit, guys, I can't believe we pulled that off.
Down at the Milwaukee Auditorium.
Well, first off, people in Milwaukee.
Ted DiBiase, I'ma disappear, come back with 8 watches, AP watches. Watch this, Prada paparazzi.
Welcome to Uplate 958. Hello, everyone. I'm Rocco the Model DeRose, and to my left is the mental patient himself, wearing that fucking White Sox hat, Mr. Carl Mandick. Right there down below, wearing the Bruins hat, Mr. Motherfucker himself and host of this past weekend, Mr. James E. Coelho. And right there, right next to James E. Coelho, you have the Mike in Open Mic Live, the Raw and Raw Dog, Mr. Mike Cole. Gentlemen, we did not watch AEW Dynamite because AEW Dynamite is on this Friday. How the hell are you?
I'm fantastic.
I will say this wrestling break actually is kind of nice. Like, it's unbelievable that AEW went out and probably put out best pay-per-view yet, arguably. Top 3.
Maybe.
Okay, but then WWE is hit with, oh yeah. By the way, kids, you excited about that live tour? I got us tickets to Amarillo. Oh yeah, there's no Aleister Black or Braun Strowman, Ruby Riott.
I don't want to go.
No, but you'll see Roman, pal.
This episode is sponsored by Bang. I actually happen to have one here, which is hilarious.
Thank you. Aren't they good?
This is a radical skedaddle.
So,
I love them.
Off the top, guys, we've had an interesting week, but let's start with today. The news broke that the WWE released some stars.
Some.
Let's start with you, Carl.
Just a couple.
I did not believe Braun Strowman. I was like, what? What are they? He's been in the business, what, under 5 years? 6 years? He's pretty good for how green he should be. Ahmed Johnson. Like, I mean, think about it. It's not, I don't know what that's all about. Like, I sent you, we sent links around, and who knows what's true. And it's like we all know after WrestleMania you get that clear of people, and the Aleister Black one is going to be, I'm going to call it right now, will be the AJ Styles to TNA of how did they let him go?
Would you like some insider information about Braun Strowman?
Go for it.
Nah.
Okay.
Actually, I would, because that one blew my mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
I want to hear more.
So, my sources indicate that Braun Strowman had renegotiated his contract that came up in 2019. So, when his contract came up in 2019, he understood his value to the company, and he was on something close to, if not over, $1 million downside guarantee. So, with Nick Khan cleaning house, because again, sources out there are saying that NBC is in the driver's seat to buy WWE. This is the clearing party to get there. Braun Strowman's an easy casualty because he makes too much money for how they're using him or how they're going to use him, and how much money he'll probably draw when they go live.
So my problem is here now. Now you mentioned NBC. Possibly in the driver's seat to buy WWE.
Yeah.
Did we not learn anything from the past?
No. Not
When
again.
a TV company buys a wrestling company.
But they're not a TV company, though.
Well, they're owned by Comcast, so technically.
But
Comcast.
Universal owns all, though.
No. All the way around.
Hey, be careful. Isn't Universal a trigger word for Carl right now?
The tough thing about it is I had to, when I went to, so I started trying hypnosis, and all I saw was the black spinny thing. We did some of those ink blots, and it actually worked really well. I don't even know how to eat a salmon salad naked on the toilet anymore. So
for FYI, for anybody who's watching, Carl was naked during that intro.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. No.
James? Mike?
Shirtless. Shirtless.
Well, okay. All we know is shirtless. We can't see the bottom half of Carl in the screenshot, so we don't know if there's pants or not. I don't want to know. I don't care anymore. It's
don't
over.
Show us.
No, because knowing Carl, he'll show us too much. Yeah, so sources there are on the ground for NBC, but Comcast owns NBC Universal, and NBC Universal owns NBC, the station. I know that sounds stupid, but NBC Universal is the parent company of NBC, and NBC is the one in the driver's seat to buy WWE, even though it would all roll up to Comcast anyway.
Are they going to really sell now? Why?
Nah.
Why would you sell now? This isn't the housing market. I don't get. I don't understand how you can have that. You had Velveteen Dream within the last week. We're not going to die, but it's like WWE. I honestly don't know. With the past week, it always felt like Vince in the steroid trial, or if there was some sort of conscience. I mean, think of what he's gotten through. Benoit, Owen, steroids, Ring Boy. I mean, all these scandals. And probably that's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what we know, what we believe, right. Or, So it's like the Aleister Black one I could see. I could see that because either they don't use him, right?
Well, that's not true. So Creative did not know that Aleister Black was getting released, by the way. Creative did not know he was getting released. He's been doing vignettes on basically coming back to TV, and he was just starting a feud with Big E. And
that's right. No, I did see that. You're okay. Yeah.
So, but this whole thing is interesting in the sense that I don't know how you don't think it's clear that they're they're priming themselves to be bought. Nick Khan is the big deal whisperer. That's what he was there for. That's what he's famous for, and that's how he probably has this job. He's already negotiated other deals already, and if you just look at the track record of what he did before here and what he's doing now at WWE, he's combined departments across multiple different areas. So like they just did the graphics one recently for the 2 different graphics, which makes sense why they had 2 different graphics units, but now they just have one. But it's the same idea with the creative. By like reducing the people and reducing the amount of people that they have, because they're not going to go live touring all the time. They're going to go to a limited live touring schedule going through, probably next year. And, potentially if they keep their profits where they are, they're in the prime driver's seat here to be bought by anybody. I mean, NBC is currently in the driver's seat, but they could easily be scooped up by anybody because they're a huge profitable brand that is getting rid of all the bloat weight that they've had, thus far.
Yeah.
And when you say bloat weight, like I'm just going through articles, just like if I were to like research a news story, and it's like I'm going through this, and all this stuff of like it was reported, and this is coming from Wrestling Inc., coming at from early May, late April, so about a month ago. It was so about a month ago. It was reported that WWE named Chris Legentil as their new head of global communications, and another guy, and this other guy, and then they're gone. And these hires were they were brought in. So he's bringing in his own people.
Yep.
Some people went out, and I know he brought John Cone back into the mix, a longtime referee. So,
right.
But okay, I get it that it seems like they're doing that, or, and I know there's no salary cap, and I know I'm thinking of this more pro sports wise. Throw it out there, or are they going out for? Is there somebody that big out there that they could say, you know what? Let's start fresh. Let's hit the restart button, and let's get something hot for SummerSlam in Vegas.
So John Cena is on their payroll. So whether he shows up or does not show up, John Cena gets a paycheck from WWE. So it's not like they're going to bring him in and they're going to pay him more because he has some type of downside guarantee so that he can't go do other stuff. But he is on some type of deal behind the scenes, right? Nikki and Brie Bella were on some deal behind the scenes where they get paid more than just to do the show, but they don't ever wrestle. So there's a lot of those situations that are going on, and those contracts are not getting cut. So this is purely, when I say bloat weight, I think about the expenses that they've actually saved in the last year. Now they're doing one place for a set period of time. So they don't have the load in, load out team that they needed every day and every other day or 5 days a week or whatever, because they're not setting up and resetting up live events and then SmackDown, Raw, etc. So for a year, they've saved on all of those people that just are pure expense. They bring zero profit back. They don't have to pay the talent the extra money on the road. The talent's not, the talent that gets probably perks from the office don't get perks from the office because they're not traveling.
Mike, not that you or Rocco or however you want to do it, just asking you guys because I'm very interested to hear just each take. And Quello, I'm processing everything you just said at the same time. When I think of it, why would Vince allow those contracts to linger? Because it's not he's a shrewd. I mean, do we use the word shrewd with Vince a lot? I don't know. I wouldn't use that. Like, that wouldn't be a top 10 describer word to him. Like, I don't understand the logic of it. I guess that's it. why would you have contracts that don't do? And you're just burning money. Like I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. And what can they do? Like this seems like the time to okay, all hands on deck. And also, did you find it at all? Anybody coincidental of the follow up of AEW's like, hey, we're running live events in July, and then WWE's like, here we go, we're going to. I don't know. I really don't understand it. I don't mind being dumb. You guys know me.
I'll let Mike go first.
Yeah, when you think about these contracts that are staying there, they're just lingering to your point of view, right? There is some inherent value to know that you have a top caliber talent available to you for the non-in-ring stuff, right? The promotional stuff. They're going on Good Morning America. They're going on the reality shows, whatever it is. There's something to be had there, right? And to know that you have their exclusive rights, they're not going to your competition. That probably would pay them more to get in the ring, right? And bring more value to an AEW. I see it. I get it. I don't hate, going back to what kicked us off, right? I don't hate the Braun Strowman firing as an example. I kind of get it. James, you bring up a great point there about his downside guarantee. And I start thinking about what more does he have left to do there? And he doesn't have that name value of a John Cena or even the Bellas, really, right? I think Braun may not wrestle, Braun may just go and do movies. Braun might go and be that guy. Not a great actor, just somebody that's going to be like a scary villain in a freaking movie. Who knows? There's a number of things that you can still do there. So I can see the business side of it. What about you, Rocco?
I could see the business side of it. I don't. And you're right. What more could Braun do? I feel like he was getting very stale, and and I don't know. I think for me, I could tell you from my perspective is he was kind of losing it.
Do you think that's his fault, or do you think that's more the creative and the way that they've booked him to this point?
I think it's half and half.
That's a great point. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today. The first person that texted me was like, "This guy fired, this person fired, this person fired." His exact words were, "Let me see here. Aleister Black was a huge surprise. He was amazing in NXT. Vince effed him. Braun is totally a Vince guy. Why is he gone?" Mm-hmm. And he just kind of goes on and talk about how Vince doesn't have it. Vince doesn't have it. But here's the thing. WWE is not catering to my friend. They're not catering to me or to any of you guys.
Nope.
They are catering to a different party, to a different generation, to the kids, right? We saw Braun do his thing. Kids probably enjoyed him, especially when he tagged John Cohen's son and won the titles at what WrestleMania that was, I forget, a couple years ago. I feel like we can pick on them for all this, but for what the product is supposed to be, what they're trying to gear their audience or gear towards their audiences, right? It may not make sense to a lot of people, but knowing that kids are their primary demographic kind of makes sense.
Well, I mean, Aleister Black doesn't fit that persona, so that one makes the most sense to me, actually, out of all of them. Braun, besides the money, it's not just it's not just okay, well, he's kind of fading out. I think he's fading out because he should have, when they started to book him as a monster after he was in the Wyatt family, he should have been a monster, won titles. Instead, he would get close to, he would be a monster until it's time to win a title, and then he would lose, and he would lose in some comical way.
The through the cage, Brock falls on him.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that one. Here's my favorite one, though, is still they do a dumpster match with Kalisto, and Kalisto.
Oh my lord!
So it's just things like that he's booked in these comedy angles, and I think in some ways the actor thing probably would work for him because he could probably fit in those situations in the Hollywood world, but it's poor booking.
Two things is he James, going off your point. Is he not made for Japan, though? Or am I just, like, stuck in the 80s of Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, or 70s, 80s? I mean, is he not what they want? That Gaijin, that giant, oh my gosh, who is this?
Yeah, I think that's the past. I don't think that they want that anymore because that's Okada could be fine with him, but Okada again could be good with a broom. But the rest of their guys are not big, powerhouse kind of guys. They have some of those, but like I know Will Ospreay's injured now, but Will Ospreay does not fit that prototype, right? And they're putting the championship on his back. I don't think Ibushi fits that prototype. I don't think Tanahashi fits that prototype, right? I think a lot of those guys are a little bit smaller, nimbler, right? Not necessarily all high flyers, but just a different kind of like middleware where they're strong and they can be strong, but they're also not huge body types. I think Shinsuke, he's not there, but Shinsuke's body type is kind of where New Japan wants to be, right? Shinsuke can be strong, he can have his striking moves. He's not going to do a lot of high flying, but he's also not a giant like Braun.
So we just went through Braun, went through Aleister Black. Lana.
She's better off not being there.
I think she should.
I don't mean that in a negative way either. Yeah, I think this is better for her. I think long term she's going to go on to continue modeling because that's what she was doing previously, and
doing other poses.
Well, sure, but she's going to continue to be a social media influencer, right? And represent and be like a product person.
Yeah.
Was Miro? Oh, sorry, Mike. Please go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say here's the update on Lana. We're all gonna get a chance to meet her on Labor Day weekend. She will, she'll be at most of those AEW shows. I'm not saying she's working them, right? But to your previous points, she's going to be doing the modeling. She'll be there to support her husband in AEW. Yep. If she wants to continue wrestling, maybe she ends up in an AEW After Dark. Who knows, right? But I don't see her in a match with Thunder Rosa or Chris Statlander or Hikaru Shida, right? I don't see that. No. So yeah, I mean, she's better off. She is better off leaving. Period.
What about
Murray? Who I do see Shida or actually Thunder Rosa is Ruby Riott. I don't understand what happened. What happened?
Easy. That one's easy. That one's I don't know how you don't see it. That one's the easiest one to describe out of all the people that were let go. I don't know who Santana Garrett is, so I'm not going to comment one way or the other because I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I need to look at. I always get her confused with.
I didn't even know if it was a her.
Wasn't Santana? This is where I get confused. Didn't she go to Retribution and then went back down to NXT?
I have no idea. Who. I could not pick her out.
Yes, that sounds right.
So
sorry.
What's the obvious about Ruby Riott?
Ruby Riott is not the prototype of a Vince character. That's it. It's that simple.
Sure.
Okay, Liv Morgan is the prototype, right? Of just body type and everything else. That's what Vince wants.
Unfortunately, you're right, Andrew.
Andrew's comment is
it's The Rock. Well, that's reasons why Nia Jax still has a job.
Yeah, which I would have fired Nia Jax a long time ago. But,
I mean,
she's not that much.
But she, well, yes, there, and that's what I was alluding to, right? Well, not that
Andrew. She's not a diva, and she's not related to The Rock.
But she's not. She's a good wrestler, right? She has skills in the ring, and she can do a promo, but she wasn't getting over because she wasn't getting the time to even try to get her over with any compelling storylines. So, and they didn't want to, and Vince probably didn't want her on TV because it doesn't fit what he thinks it should be in that spot. That's really it. I mean, look at your champions, look at your people that are at the top of the card.
Well, there's a few people that Vince put in that spot that I feel should not be in that spot.
Did she get any mic time ever?
Yes.
Is it been lately? Because I remember in that early run.
No, when the Riot Squad originally debuted, that was when she did the most talking, and she was like the most badass, and that was probably the most compelling time. Then she got injured, and then since she's been back, she's been basically just another person there.
Yeah. And then we have Murphy.
That's another one where I think he's better off.
He's got
He'll be in
talent for
AEW.
days. Yeah, he's got talent for
I mean,
days.
but if he's not in AEW, to me, Buddy Murphy is more of the talking about prototypical people to go to New Japan. There's a guy that could go to New Japan, fit right in.
And learn a new hold, haha.
But I don't think but he wouldn't be called Buddy Murphy, right? He'd be called something else. I assume that Buddy Murphy is the WWE name.
No, as soon as he got let go, I trademarked Buddy Murphy Mandic. So BMM. What's up?
Okay.
No, they
wait for it.
Wait for it. I didn't take.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
I wasn't fast enough on the trigger.
I will say the first interview I heard with Tommy End or Aleister Black, growing up in Amsterdam, he said all he got was WCW and New Japan. He was one of the first people I heard that said, even when I found out about WWE, I still wanted to go to Japan. I know he was with WXW. I found out about him through Cold Cabana, and I was like, holy cow, this guy is going to... Is Selena Vega anywhere? Or is she still on her 90-day deal?
No, she has not officially announced, and no one has announced if she has signed with someone, who she signed with, but she's not.
She's on the OnlyFans deal.
She's open.
I thought I heard rumors that she'd re-signed with WWE. I'm gonna look this up now.
Yeah, that's the other rumor.
Wow.
There's nothing confirmed so far. Those are those are definitely the rumors, but I don't. I haven't seen or heard anything from more compelling sources that any of these things are true. So that's what I'm waiting on.
Well, somebody call Meltzer and find out.
Okay, I meant a real source, not a sometimes gets it right source.
Come on, man.
Somebody called Bruce.
I am like the dirt sheet because I know people that do this for a living.
Come on, you have your sources like Cornette. You fucking make a phone call.
I did make a phone call, and I'm telling you that I don't have anything confirmed to share one way or the other.
I got nothing.
He's a terrible ripoff of Meltzer.
No, well, everything I've said so far has come true, so I'm sticking with my track record.
You know what though? I'll tell you what. I won't compare you to Meltzer because that's not unfair. I'll compare you to Wade Keller.
Guys, my track record. Think of like the '70s UCLA Bruins. I just didn't lose. What's that? Oh right. Remember that one time I surmised that...
oh my God, who the hell cares?
AEW was going to be in Miami. That didn't happen.
So, we're going to shift gears here a little bit. Let's talk about this weekend, Carl.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty uneventful, right? Nothing really happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. Just they.
Oh, last weekend I thought we were already getting into because we're at Wednesday. I thought like we're looking for.
No, Memorial Day weekend. It was a pretty quiet holiday weekend.
Played some Sorry, the actual board game. Trouble, also the board game. Dad jokes. No, yeah. Listen, Florida was Florida, and we do the story. If we want to do it. We could vet it.
I think it's easiest to just say, Carl, and tell everybody that they can find out themselves. In 4 weeks' time, Carl will be on the latest episode of Live PD. And everybody can see.
Oh my God!
What happened this weekend?
Please tell me that was true, because that would be just fantastic if that was actually.
Wouldn't it? That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing that we're just waiting for the show to come out.
Wait, Hawaiian PD?
Live PD.
Live PD.
Live PD. Live. Yes. Yeah, I love that intro. Just where that guy dives through the hotel window, like that motel. Like he's like fuck it. I don't know where else to go. Window.
Would you say your experience in Jacksonville was better than your last experience in Jacksonville?
Oh, way different. It's night. I can't. They're apples and apricots.
So, what happened?
Just
let's start with I will say I'm bummed because group of people did have an Airbnb that I really wanted to film some Bray Wyatt promos like out in the back because it looked just like the original setup. But bunch of us went to a bunch of AFS supporters, top guys and top gals, went to Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, and got a media pass and have some awesome video that was working on the Kissimmee or Orlando or Universal security guards, whoever they were. I don't know. But most of them are going to be, with an uncle as a police officer, I feel bad for him. I honestly, they put their lives on the line, and something like this is just, it's sad. It's sad for them. But no, I've already done a couple interviews with Orlando news stations. So to get to it, it went like this. We kind of walked around. I did my own thing for a while because I wanted to get a ton of video for just random shots that we could use, different things, and he won't mind not unraveling this one, but Top Guy Theater. Frank Bruno. Frank really wants that SummerSlam 89 intro. So with a media pass, I was able to get if you know that intro, I was able to find those, that video and get some other stuff and just little things here and there that we can use down the line and just kind of have in the can. It was hot, humid. Anyways, we got separated after a ride, and it was after Jurassic Park. I'm going to go solo. We'll do it solo. So we looked for each other for an hour and a half. People are asking, do you have an iPhone watch? What's it called? Apple Watch? No, I don't. Sorry. But I put out I tried to find them, they tried to find me. Eventually, we ended up getting completely split up. So I'm like, you know what? All right, it's been an hour and a half. They went on the ride. When you have a large group of 10 or more, people get split up. So we both did everything that we could. And I'm trying to keep it, some of the legal stuff here, I can share, and some I can't just because of those reasons. So, I am going to go meet them in the car. Okay, let's do it. That's the only thing I could think of. It was still 7-ish, so I'm like, day's wrapping up. We're all getting tired. It was like, Mike, it was like 100, and it was like no wind, 98% humidity. It's like, it wants the rain, but it didn't. And next thing I know, I'm starting to get kind of fainty, I'm like, all right, I've had water, I am okay. Go to piss. I've got my salad in my lap, clothed, and eyes got heavy, and I was like, just head down. Now, also, it was kind of a a crazy day leading up to it because the day before I had a bunch of stuff going on. Was off some of my medications. So police and emergency crews come in, or medical crews, and medical crews like looked at me. He's like, heat stroke. We're out of here. I swear to you, they were not in there. Well, take one less. I'll take a step back. I'm inside the stall because I did. I started to feel faint, like walking in the bathroom. I hadn't eaten. I had drank as much water as possible. So they're like, heat stroke. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm off my meds. Yep. Nudes. All of them. Please, need them. Not, you know who I need them from, Mila Kunis. So, comes down to, more or less, don't get mouthy. After 2 minutes of finding nothing, not being able to write me a ticket, I don't know if they were Kissimmee or Orlando or the county. I don't know, or Universal as their own police. I don't know. All I know is this. Without touching them, I just said, I just want to be able to go call my friends. And I thought the incident, it wasn't even an incident, it was over. Like, I thought it was over. So as I'm walking out of the men's bathroom, and this is just a good reminder that, hey, you know, when you're not in your home state and you're not on home field advantage, I never swore at the police. I never acted belligerent, easily passed a breathalyzer. You know, it wasn't anything like that. I know it's very easy to say, oh, I'm sure I know what it... Well, that's what happened. I know. I wish I had like a little bit more of an entertaining one. Here's where it sucks. When I left, I let them... They wanted me to be like on drugs. That's what they wanted. They couldn't get me for anything. They couldn't get me for anything. And I could tell they were getting frustrated. So when I left, I'm like, all right, guys, no needles, no rigs. Is that what you guys call them around here? Are we good? So it was a little sarcastic. But it was no... So I didn't get an answer. And they're like, all right, 86. And 86 means trespassing or... So I'm like, what is this guy going to write me a ticket? And next thing I know, my arm was like behind my back like this lighter. And I am off to have surgery. We'll find out when. Labrum and rotator cuff and pectoral and AC joint. He got me good. And then, but I will say this much. A lot of people say, how do you come back from, like, how do you, like, keep on going on with the week? Because of people like Frank, Mike, everybody here that did anything, that kept that thing going to at least get the word out. And that was awesome. That was truly, I'm still humbled by it, and I really thank everybody. We've bash the word community into the ground, but that was a true sign of still very, after this weekend, woo, virgin for a long, yeah. I cannot wait to be sick. Yeah, that's gonna be the Hollywood big break, 60-year-old virgin. Oh, and then I did rip up the 86 ticket once I asked them calmly. I said, sirs, are we good right now? I'm off property, correct? Like, yeah, and I'm just like, I can't get it all the way. I can't get my arm up, but just tore up the ticket, and I'm just like looking at them. I'm just putting each piece in the trash. And then I'm just like, I don't know, I just don't stand for it. There was no reason to tackle me. There was nothing that I did. Had I done something wrong, I would tell you guys and admit to it. But again, I feel more blessed and fortunate than anything that next, Frank and I were about 30 minutes away. I'm like, it's something this sounds very childish, but I'm like, Frank, what kind of day are we going to have? And I'm like, F this. Let's just have a fun day He's like, your shoulder is so swollen. I'm like, screw it. Let's get to FanFest. We go to FanFest, saw Dark, had a blast. AEW Dark was so much fun live. I had never seen it. That was a blast. Ended up at Dave & Buster's twice. And Sunday was a pay-per-view, and it was a blast. That part was great. Walked around Jacksonville, got to see Jacksonville Beach. But I'll be honest, there's no more moment that I am looking forward to. I can't remember, like, if somebody gave me Packers Super Bowl tickets, that's about the equivalent of what got announced by AFS for Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry, I'm usually like spice up a story, but story.
Wow, did not know you went through that this weekend.
Yeah.
So,
not too bad.
Let's talk Chicago, guys, shall we? Hi, Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Gentlemen, who's going, who's not going?
Well, after this weekend, I'm second guessing myself. No, I'm kidding. I'll be there. My good buddy Frank Bruno has already told me he is not making the trip, unfortunately. So Frank, you will be missed. But I will be there.
James?
I don't know.
Carl?
Ooh, that's a good. I'll take an I don't know from. Yes, I've never. Again, outside of independent shows, I've never been to the Rosemont for any type of wrestling. But it's not at Rosemont. Of course, it's at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates. Means a lot. Like I was pretty stoked about that. And in it, I can't explain it. The 6,000 people in attendance really brought to life that pay-per-view, and I don't know. Even the cinematic match was. I know a lot of people will knock on them, but this one seemed passable. You know what? That's what was uploading. Let me see if it did. We actually saw the cinematic match being taped Thursday night as we drove by it. Pull it up. But I love the ending, actually.
So, I may or may not be going.
You'll be there.
We'll see. I got to talk to Mrs. Model.
We'll work it out. We'll get it all together.
So,
they are not. By the way, Cubs are home. If Frank Bruno was going, I was going to look at. They still do rooftops, Mike.
They do. It's a little bit difficult to get a good rooftop view because of all the new video boards and stuff. So there's only 2 rooftops that have a good view into Wrigley, and there's 3 that you just can't really see anything.
I would say the person to talk to would be Mike Kolb on the ticket front for Chicago Cubs.
I've seen a lot of people question that already in the Discord too. My question is, aren't there going to be a lot of events going around Top Guy Weekend? I've heard Low-Key Big Hog Weekend, for example, when they had them before the pandemic. There was a lot of things that happened. There wasn't a lot of breaks. I don't know if people are really going to have time, unless they're ditching the AFS stuff, to go to a Cubs game.
Well, what is it? It's supposed to go Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday. Sunday will be the pay-per-view, and then Monday's the holiday.
So wait, yeah, they did do.
I don't know what time people are going to have.
Are you sure they're going to? Because they ran it on a Saturday last year. They didn't want to go up against NFL. Are you sure they're going to run a Sunday?
The pay-per-view is on a Sunday. They've already announced it.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You were there in the stadium.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm a week ahead. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a week ahead. I'm thinking college football. That's way too early. That's the week leading up to it.
College football will be on Saturday anyway, but
and then Monday
together.
And then they do that big matchup on Monday night. Usually, but yeah, no, that's great that they don't have to battle the NFL. I just heard September, and I'm just on Aaron Rodgers. Wherever you are, Aaron, Push through. Come back.
Don't make me bring it out again.
Which one?
The only one that matters.
Which is the only one that matters?
Oh, God damn it.
I know how much Rocco hates that one.
Wait, what is that again?
God damn it!
Segway.
Oh, I
Look
get
at
it
that.
now.
Look at
Oh
that.
my god.
Put that back up there. God damn it. Put it back up there. Pat, Jerry, look at that. That motherfucker's going.
Unreal.
God damn it.
I don't know what team is playing. The Clippers are wearing black and silver. Huh. No, but I highly recommend it. This really is something exciting because, man, I don't know how many times last year I was like, all right, Huntsville. Well, Birmingham, because I'm an idiot again. I was flying into the wrong airport. But then once I did some research on Huntsville and looked everything up, you're right, Mike. I was looking at that. I mean, they had an itinerary. It's like, all right, movie, bowling, this, that. I mean, it's like do. It's just like thing after thing. Yeah, I'm doing whatever they're doing.
I'm not gonna lie, unless there's a major perk about going to the pay-per-view, I may not even go to the pay-per-view.
I'm in that same boat right now.
I will say and I know TJ's mentioned it before too. They had that awesome wrestling restaurant downtown Chicago. That was
It's
great
gone.
it's gone. What it was? Oh my god,
The Squared Circle.
Yeah, who owned that?
I lived across the street from it. Lisa Marie Barone, Victoria.
That's it, Victoria. That's right.
It got closed right around the time some stuff got leaked. It was the whole thing.
Sting was cool. I mean, everything else, I don't know. I was just soaking in. I was honestly the rest of that trip was. To be honest, I was just happy to be okay, and another part to it happened that I can't really discuss with a certain ride-sharing company that is not, I could tell you with all certainty, is maybe even when you get to the point that you're ready to hitchhike, you know things have gotten dicey. And that's where it got with this guy. Because I had no phone on me. And, yeah. And, I don't know. It was weird, but that's what it is. Life goes on. No big deal. I don't know what else I got there. I don't know.
I just want to continue on. Do you guys have... What do you think? Let's just speculate here, because we're talking about... We're on the topic of Top Guy Weekend, which is also Low-Key Big Hog Weekend. What is do you have any expectation, guesses, what the experience is going to be like?
Wait a minute. They're combining the two?
Well, they're not technically combining the two, but Top Low-Key Big Hog Weekend is the same weekend as Top Guy Weekend. So I don't know. It's in Chicago. So they said everything's the same. The hotel booking was the same. Everything was the same. So I'm sure there's going to be things that are Top Guy specific and Low-Key Big Hog specific. But yeah, it's the same weekend.
Wow. I'm glad they're, combined. That could be, there could be things going on that, I don't know. I do want to get to that. Here's what I didn't get. What's the +1 about? I felt like that was a wedding thing.
Oh,
yeah. Get to bring a guest.
That was the whole thing. They're just going to mail you out two wristbands.
Okay, that's rad. So wait, could you take it? You're like, well, no, that wouldn't make any sense. Can't take Bruno for driving 4 hours to pick me up. So you could take anybody. So you just got to pay for airfare, and hotel.
Correct.
Did you say? Wait, did you use StarCast 3, Mike?
I didn't do any StarCasts.
Oh, okay. There is a way to volunteer too, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just got to reach out to Dave Silva, right?
There's no StarCast though. At least during this weekend, there's not going to be a StarCast.
Does anybody have the? Where's the announcement? I still want to find it. Actually, I didn't get to see it all the way through.
It was in an email.
Yeah.
Oh, was that
what are you wondering? What are you wondering, Carl?
Like, I didn't see all the I really didn't. All I saw was like +1 and like when they announced Chicago when Justin Roberts did it. I was like, oh my gosh! I was just like, this is it. Like, this is a bucket list item. Have you, Mike? No. Have you been in the Hoffman Estates? No, you went to.
I've been there. I went to a TNA show there. I forget which one. Obviously, it left a lasting impression on me. But I've been there for that and a concert, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I've been there.
All 41 Dave Matthews. Was that Dave Matthews number 41 for TAM?
Yeah, yes, but never at the Sears Center. Or it's now the Now Arena. Sorry.
I will argue one of the best, not just team nicknames, but Lax Bros, Coelho.
Oh, boy.
How about this? The Chicago Machine.
No, that's a terrible name.
No, well, no. Hold on. It's got connotations to the city. It's like the political machine.
No. I understand. It's still a terrible name. See, let me tell you why it's a terrible name. When Boston named their team the Boston Cannons, seems a lot more like it makes sense. You went Chicago Machine. That's terrible. That's like the Rochester Rattlers. How terrible of a name is that?
That one's not good. That one's rough. I'm trying to think if anything else interesting happened on said trip that was the guy. Yeah, I will say meeting. You know, when you meet a lot of those people for the first time, Justin Davis and Michael Mend and the guys from Saved by the Pod, and it was just awesome. I mean, I'd never met every XO. You've met Lauren before, and it was like, no, ever. Meg, I know this guy, Little Buster. But no, it was cool. It was like everybody just kind of connected. And all right, Frank won't mind this. Here we go. It is like probably the most entertaining thing I've got. We go back to Dave and Buster's, and maybe a certain girl holding a crutch on Sunday was also there. And I don't know if Frank's ever been to a Dave & Buster's, and he came back and he handed me a card right after like his only fireball shot. And I swipe it. It's 550 credits. I'm like, what did you do? How much did you put on this? How much do you think games are? Like, we're gonna be here for days. So I'm like, all right, dude. Can I just beat you, like, just fair and square, just smoke you real quick in Mario Kart? Because it's going to be bad. He's like, dude, I am going to wipe the floor with you. It's like the only time Frank and I were like, are we getting competitive? We recorded it. My phone fell. Surprise. I had it set up, too, on a tripod, and I had us both go. Frank smoked me. Waluigi. No, those were the moments that were like really enjoyable. Just like those like small moments, and if I could do it over again, I would. I don't know. I just learn from my mistakes. Now, here's the other thing, Mike. I cannot be left on the south or west side for Chicago. Please do not let me get lost in said. And you know what? Also, on a somewhat serious note, just real quick, if anybody does struggle with like ADHD or any of that, doesn't take their meds and something, please, my DMs are open. It's a weird thing, you know, when you really suffer from it for a long time, and take your meds, do the right thing.
So, with that in mind, Carl, thank you for your account of the weekend.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, everyone, if you have meds, take them. In closing, let's start with Mike Kolb.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your dogs and cats. No, seriously, glad overall everybody had fun and for the most part came back safe and healthy from this past weekend. Looking forward to meeting all or some of you Labor Day weekend.
You and I may be linking up sooner than that.
Hey, Philly, baby, July.
Me and Carl, too.
That would be if we could.
Me, Quello, and Frank as well. So I may be seeing you guys before September.
We do have passes. What the hell?
This does sound like a great plan.
I have to see Yankee Stadium. I got to one. I got to see.
I don't.
So, well, James, closing thoughts before we wrap this up.
We didn't really talk about Double or Nothing, except for Carl lavishing on how great it was again.
I can't be critical. I don't know.
You know what? I got 5 minutes left. Why don't you just give us your quick summary of it, James?
Here's the quick summary. It was better. It was better than the last pay-per-view. So it did have that going. We didn't get anything that we were promised. We didn't get any huge duds, so that's a positive. We had a positive title change, finally moving the title over to the correct person in the women's division. It took way too long to get to that. I do like how they did the three-way match at the end, but I think that after this is going to sound really weird, but they weren't even really a company yet. But when they did All In was so good that my expectations are so high now that it continually becomes hard to beat. Where All In was still so much better than this show, and I know there's some talent they don't have on this show, right? I get that, but they had less matches and they had no stories on any of those matches except for one, and they were all better.
Is that because of the hype for Punk though?
No.
Or that one person that could No,
it was purely. I mean, the only thing that they had, the only thing they had going into there was just the hype that they were going to do a show, and Skrull and Okada didn't have. There was no story there. It was just a great match. Penta versus Kenny was just a great match. Yes, I said Kenny had a good match. You heard that correctly.
God damn it.
I was last pop of the night though. No doubt. Jungle Boy.
Good, because that's a good thing that happened on the show. But the Stadium Stampede for me, I know you were there live, and I'm sure that there's a different take having absorbed it live. But seeing what I saw and understanding that 90% of it was not live, and then you had the schmoz at the end so they can get to the finish live in the ring. Was that necessary? No one gained anything by that match.
No, I'll go with that. No, yeah, wholeheartedly.
Like if they wanted to do a street fight, why couldn't they just do a live street fight? Like, why did it have to be a Stadium Stampede, and why did you have to tape some of it and have some of it live, right? I understand why you had to have some of it live for the crowd that was there, but I don't know. Like, just there was nothing going into that. The story is you have the ultimate blow-off match in a War Games, but the ultimate blow-off match is actually the Stadium Stampede, where you know who's going to win.
I'm gonna go with starts with U and ends in Urban Meyer is why they had that.
It's fine, but they didn't. They had the first live pay-per-view with full attendance. They could have had Urban Meyer anywhere else on that pay-per-view. He's already there. He lives in Jacksonville now.
I will say this much: I don't know who that attacker was in the dark. There was an attack on one of the very early matches. It might have been QT Marshall, or I really don't remember which match it was. People in our area went like their eyes were almost like, again, glass. Like they were like, "Is that who I think it is?" They were saucers. We all thought it was Tebow from where we were sitting in our angle, and then it started to spread like people to like person. Is it T? It was like it was a game of like telephone, but and then we're like, no, I don't think it is. And I would pay for, oh God, when Urban Meyer and they showed the Jags, Frank Bruno got up, and I swear to you, the vulgarity. I love you, Frank. No, it was good. He's like, hey, he's the only one standing.
Also, what was the reaction to Leo Rush there live? Because to me that was pointless.
Well. Yeah, that one didn't. There was a lot of people that are. It was. See, I hate that. Not because we are preconditioning ourselves. It was like, is it going to be? We're going to know this music, and then we were like, oh, okay, cool. And we're in. I don't know. He's so young. What is he? 22, 23?
Right, but why couldn't he be just in the match and like the surprise be someone that's actually a surprise? Like, the surprise one is Leo Rush. Like, okay, yippee.
And to Carl, your closing thoughts?
Sorry.
And in 60 seconds or less?
Be kind.
Go comes go.
Boom goes the dynamite. We got to get him on, by the way. That reminds me. That's all I got.
Stopwatch? Okay. Well, we did it. Oh, God damn it! You're fired now. All right, guys. Well, hey, we did it again. It's been another week. You will not see me next Tuesday. You have James E. And guess what? You have James E. June 8th, June 15th, and June 22nd for Rewind Wrestling Time with Carl.
Oh boy.
I'm not going on hiatus, pal.
Hiatus.
Life gets in the way. You will still see me here Wednesdays, but until the last week of June, you will not see me on Tuesdays.
That means there's going to be less Save by the Bell on Tuesdays for all you watching at home. So
Carl,
tune in for that.
Carl, toe that line, man.
I don't know, bro.
Gotta toe that line.
I can't wait to see a Laxbro introduction. I'm waiting for it.
Well, there'll be a lot of Saved by the Bell references on Wednesday then.
Got to make up for it.
Yeah, of course. So,
Mike, real quick, how's the new kid? Can we at least get an update?
New kid is doing good.
Both Mav
real quick, and I know we're going home here, Rocco, but the highlight of my week here so far at the lake, our son Maverick, since Theo was born, has ignored Theo and just didn't like him, just doesn't want to deal with him, gets annoyed by him. But this week we were like, hey Maverick, give Theo a kiss, and he gave Theo a kiss, and he got all excited. Now he's being friendly, so it's like a super cool transition in life to witness. So life's good, Theo's good, Maverick's good. Thanks for asking. I'll let Rocco take it home.
There you go. I like hearing that. So, gentlemen, I will see you all Wednesday. You will see Carl and Rajiv tomorrow night, right, Carl? Am I wrong?
We got a little crowd pop live. We're heading into the month of June. Pup picks with an S. That K and that S together is tough to say sometimes for me.
I don't know what the hell we're going to see on Friday night, and I'm sure we'll see Carl and Frank back here on Monday. Gentlemen, Wolves are social. What?
I might be under the knife on Friday.
Okay, then you will see Carl
Rogue
and Frank
Nation
on Monday.
again on Friday. No, on Friday we went Rogue Nation last Friday, where I completely took it over and completely ripped off Carl's introduction and just threw my own name tag on top of it.
I loved it.
Now this guy is probably going to go on at any given time that he wants. He's going to be in the midday. Hey guys, Rogue Takeover!
Completely. Just I have my own intro now that I've created, so I'm good.
Well, there you go. Wolves are social. They need their pack. Keeps you all coming on back. We'll see you next time on Uplate 958.
Oh.